That little reveal effect that you just saw right there was super easy to do, and I want to show you guys how you can easily do that yourself. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so that whenever I post a new video like this one here, you guys will be notified. And just before we get going with this episode here, I want to give a big shout out to Storyblocks for sponsoring this video and all the amazing work that they've been doing with the Restock Initiative. So the Restock Initiative is an ongoing project that they're running to increase representation in their stock library across underrepresented groups. So they hire filmmakers and creators from those groups to create those authentic stock content. Like with the new round of collections they just released, it'll be centered around the indigenous communities. With a fully inclusive stock library like Storyblocks, it gives us creators more assets to work with to help tell and mold our stories. So make sure to check out the new campaign and also storyblocks.com to see their full library of amazing royalty-free assets, which will be included in their really affordable unlimited all access plan. I'll make sure to leave a link to all of these in the description down below. So this reveal effect could be used for several different things, but I thought maybe having a product that is nicely packaged like the one I got here will work out the best. But definitely experiment with different packaging and products. So I went with this cheap wine that I found at the local liquor store. I liked it because the packaging was really nice and the bottle wasn't too bad as well. And this thing was under $20. I also shot with this automatic rotating platform that I found on Amazon. It cost me roughly under $50 Canadian, and it's good to have if you plan to do some fun projects or commercials with different products. You can also use the Lazy Susan if you wanted, which is an even cheaper alternative. So you can film this with any type of background. It doesn't have to be a plain background like the one I have. Just make sure that there's no movement and lighting changes. We want to keep it as consistent as possible. I have one light shining on my backdrop, one light above my product, and a camera on a tripod. I filmed it in 4K 24 frames per second. It doesn't really matter what you film it in, so it's really up to you. Just make sure that you manually set your focus and your white balance so all that doesn't keep changing on you while you're filming your product. So first I'll place the bottle in the package centered on a platform. I'll record it spinning for about a minute and a half, just to make sure that I have enough to work with. Now I'll remove the box and place the bottle, and I'll make sure that it's centered as well. And again, make sure that you don't move the camera, the lighting, the platform on the table. We need to keep it as consistent as possible. I also captured a few other angles of the bottle just to add to the quick edit that I did earlier. So you can do that as well if you're planning to create a video or commercial out of it. So now that we got all the shots that we need, let's head into Final Cut Pro 10 and start putting it together. So the first thing we're gonna do is place a custom generator on the timeline. This will just make it easier to move the clips around. Place the box product clip on top and the open product clip on the bottom. I favorited about 25 seconds of each clip beforehand for this tutorial, so I suggest you do the same before getting started. So we're gonna let the top clip run for a few seconds, and then we're gonna speed up the rest of the footage. I'm going to press M on my keyboard to leave a mark on the spot where I want it to start speeding up. Now press R on your keyboard to bring up the range selection tool and select the rest of the clip. So while that is highlighted, go to the retiming options tab and select 20 times fast. Now since you still have the range tool active, you're going to select about 5 seconds of the bottom clip where you want it to speed up. So I will select the part right before the front label is centered. Then go to the retiming options tab again, but this time select 8 times. Now we're going to look for the graduated mask tool in the effects tab and drag it on the top clip. Now you will see 2 circles lined up on the center of the screen. This will adjust how strong the gradient is for the mask. I'm going to pull the bottom circle on top of the other one, just so that it'll show the packaging first, and then reveal the bottle after. Now the spacing between the 2 circles is up to you. The further it is from each other, the stronger the gradient. Move it up by pressing on the bottom circle and dragging it out of the frame above. Now with the skimming bar right at the part where you marked, you want to place a keyframe on amount, target, and center, which is all under the graduated mask tab. Then you're going to want to go all the way to the end of that clip and drag the circle all the way down out of the frame until the product has been revealed. If If you play it back, you'll see that it reveals your product with the masking effect slowly moving down. But I don't like where the placement of the bottle is when it is revealed, so I'm going to move the bottom clip around until the speed ramp kind of lines up with the top clip. You're just gonna need to play around with that clip until you're happy with the placement. Now just trim the beginning and the end of the bottom clip and cut out the portion that you don't need. So the next part is optional. It's where you see the particles of dust flying across the screen as the bottle is revealed. I say optional, but I really think it adds a lot to the finished product. But again, I'll leave it up to you if you want to go a step further. So the clip I'll be using is from Storyblocks and it's called Defocused Particles of Dust. I'm going to place that in between the two clips. Then I'm going to change the blend mode to screen so that it shows the bottom clip. And I'll also be changing the opacity to 30%. So that it's not too overpowering. Now I want to add some speed ramping effect to this as well, like what we did with the other two clips. So I'll bring up the range selection tool again by pressing R and selecting about 10 seconds of that clip. And then we're going to speed it up 8 times. Now you just need to align the sped up part with the reveal. And after color grading, adding in some sound effects and a few other shots of the bottle, here is the final edit again. Big thanks again to Storyblocks for sponsoring this video. Make sure to go show them some love. I will see you guys in the next video.